more socialist about my life at the rocket factory. I worked at the rocket factory for 10 years.
Which one?
Rocket missile factory.
Oh, mamma mia.
Oh, Mamma Mia. I've broken the law already for not wearing the helmet. I live in China because China is a very exciting place to live for a journalist, a writer. In those days, I could only dream, what it was like, the outside world. And I knew there was a great world beyond. Oh, ciao, bello. Mwah. While I was, all these years ago, while I was working in the factory, I always felt like I was a frog being trapped in the bottom of the well. This is the character means well, the well where you draw the water from. Policeman comes, so I'm going to put my hand. And now looking back, learning English changed my life. Began to change, I dared to be different, I wear a short skirt, I had a boyfriend, I even dared to pursue sex. I write English for international media because I cannot write for domestic. Well, I can write for domestic media. That will be, there's still censorship. I cannot write freely. Writing mode, I cannot do anything else. I just have to focus on the writing. Every day I give myself a task of writing 500 words. I'm not sure, sometimes I wish I have a face. I'm atheist. I grew up in China when the Chinese communists turned communism as sort of religion. I guess I belong to a growing but yet small number of Chinese people who were born in China, have insight into a culture which still remains very much unknown in the West. Yet we are able to communicate with those on the other side, and I just want to, my self-appointed mission in life is to be that bridge and to improve the understanding between China and the West. But I think that some of this fear in the West is generated by ignorance because they don't know China at all. Father Matteo Ricci was one of the first Western missionaries, went to China, but he was an extraordinary man. For many years he was labeled as a cultural invader, but he was a man who introduced Western culture to China, improved the understanding between the two countries. Anyway, I'm glad to be here. I feel humbled, feel small in front of this giant of a man, and I hope in my own way I want to be do the same thing to improve the understanding between China and the West. I started my life at a very low point. I was born to a worker's family. I always dreamed to become a writer and journalist, but I became a factory worker when I was 16, where I worked for 10 years. But now I become a writer and journalist, and every day I tell myself how lucky I am. Just imagine this undemocratic socialist country become a big power, and so many people just say, "Whoa, what's happening? Because China can take over the world or something." Maybe I can become an MEP, a member of European Parliament, and there are people from all sorts of backgrounds, but I don't think there's any Chinese yet. Oops, we're getting there. One of my favorite character is Jia Hou. It's made up of two radicals. The top is a roof, and underneath the roof is a pig. Talking about the character woman, it's made up by a girl holding a broom, a girl sweeping the floor. That's the woman. Anyway, that's probably tells a lot. Today I keep a journal. I write my diary. When I'm not writing creatively, I also sometimes write sketches, interesting characters or interesting event in my life, or just sketches of people. It's very important for me to just keep writing every day. My next book is a novel, my first novel, in fact, about prostitution in China. I wrote some articles about prostitution in China, which has become a huge industry. And I hope I can, with my article, with my writing, I can provide China with a human face. That's my self-pointed mission in life.